Matador.
Hey everyone, how's it going? And welcome to part 21 of our Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster 100% Platinum Trophy walkthrough. In the last episode, we did things like killing Death Gaze, getting the Ragnarok Magicite, lots of good stuff. So we're going to pick up right where we left off, and now we're going to go into the airship and we're going to form a party that has to consist of Strago, Realm, and 2 other people. Strago and Realm are very important for this because we are going to be hunting down as many of the blue magic spells or the lores that we can. So once you get your party formed up with Strago, Realm, and then 2 other people, then make sure that they're properly equipped. One thing that I'm going to point out is that for Realm, we are going to be equipping the fake mustache, which is something that we got from a treasure chest in the Zone Eater belly. So make sure you do that one, and we're giving her the magical brush so that she can use her sketch or control ability. We also gave her the ribbon as well so that she is immune to any status effects that are out there. And once you're pretty comfortable with all of that, then we are going to be moving on and we will be hunting down those lures. So head on back up, grab control of the steering wheel for the airship, and we're going to start off by flying a little ways away. Start by aiming yourself toward that L-shaped continent on the left side of the map. Once you get there, you're going to be going toward the bottom section of it, the smaller circle down there. And you can land your airship anywhere around here by the desert because we'll be hunting down things in this desert area first. So walk around and you're going to encounter a couple different monsters here. The first one here is this slag worm. Looks kind of like the Zone Eater. It doesn't try to eat you, but it does have things like a sandstorm ability and some other things that will try to mess you up. He's not very difficult, he just has a lot of HP. So just keep working on him, and when he goes down, then we can add this Bestiary and move on to our actual target that we need for the blue magic or the lore for Strago. So keep walking around and you'll see a fan favorite eventually, and that's the Cactar. And Cactars can be fought inside the Coliseum as well. They only have 3 HP and ridiculously high evasion, but we have a way to get around that. So we're going to use Realm to use the control command. That is her normal sketch command, but the fake mustache turns it into the control command. And control allows us to control the monster. So once her ATB bar fills up again, then we can take control of him, order him to do 1,000 needles on himself to kill himself, and that's when Strago learns the ability. And we're going to be using that same technique of taking control of the monster and using their skills quite often for this. So now that you've got those done, let's move on to the next section, hop back into the airship, and this time you're going to fly more south, and you're going to go down to this island here, the little triangle shaped island in the bottom corner, and you can walk around here in the jungle area and you'll encounter this monster. The Vasegiata is the large bird there, and we're going to try to control it. We don't unfortunately get it to work this time, but he is going to use the skill that we need, and that's the spell Arrow. So just keep working away. You can kill the Perusa, that bear thing, and then we just got the Arrow spell, and now Strago just has to end this battle, and we'll be good. You can see Sal's putting in the work using the Master Scroll plus the Genji Glove for getting 8 attacks at once, and dispatches both of those enemies with ease. There is something else that we need to add to the Bestiary, so walk around. It did take me quite a while to find this monster. It is the Gloomwind, that little ant-looking thing on your screen. It went down very quickly, just 1 attack was able to finish him off. And there you go, that's all that you need to do for here. And you can hop back into the airship. Next up on our list, we're going to fly toward the northwest, and once we get way over here to the kind of the Kolingen area, we can land because we're going back inside of Daryl's tomb. And you're going to work your way down to basement level 2, right here, and you're going to look for a Malboro because they have bad breath. It's the spell, not just the fact that they have bad breath. And we're going to be collecting that bad breath spell by using control on him. He'll probably do it on his own, but this way we just guarantee that he's going to aim it at himself instead of one of our party members. So Realm's ATB bar fills up again. We'll select bad breath. He will unleash it upon himself, and that teaches it to Strago. Celis goes to work, absolutely annihilating him. And that one's done. Very clean. So Strago learns bad breath. And now we can move on to our next ability. Backtracking to the airship, we will jump on inside of it. Okay, back in the airship, we're going to be traveling mostly south and a little bit to the east, and we're going to be working on 2 different lores at the same time because 2 monsters in the same group where they appear together will provide us with the different lores that they have. So land on down here on the middle of the southern continent. And for this one, we're actually going to be taking off the fake mustache because we're not going to be trying to control these monsters, we're just trying to sketch them. So here you have the Peeper and the Land Ray, and this is kind of a lot of luck because they will die almost instantly. So the strategy is hope that one of them used the spell. One of them just happened to use White Wind there, and we got it. The other one, and that one did come from the Peeper, I should say. Now we have to do the Land Ray, and we're going to sketch the Land Ray. And when we do that, then there's a chance that it will use Mighty Guard, and that will teach us that skill as well. Otherwise, Sketch could do like a Poison Tail attack. There's no guarantee that you'll get it. It took a lot of tries for me to actually get that just because they die by themselves within a few seconds, so you really have to hope that you get to go right away, like a preemptive attack, and then you're able to actually get the spell to work properly. But once you do, then you can move on, and we headed up toward the top part of that L-shaped continent, and we're going to be walking around in this jungle area to find the Leapfrog. And this is kind of an interesting one because we can't sketch them to get it, we can't control them to get it. It's just a random thing that they can do after they take a few turns. So like after 4 of their turns, they will have a chance at using the Rippler ability. And this ability exchanges status effects that you have. So there's one of the elemental dragons that will cast slow on itself when it notices that one of your characters has haste, and then use Rippler to switch those things around. So we're just going to learn that skill as well. So all the Leapfrogs are back now. We'll just make sure that our party stays alive for this. And there you can see that it used Rippler, and it's trying to steal that haste from Sabin. But that's all that we really need to do that. So it's definitely beneficial to have some good effect on you, like haste, and that will make them probably more likely to try to use that skill early on because they want to take it from you. And then just attack them once you've seen that Rippler spell. You can go ahead and take out all these enemies, and we can move on to the next one. There, unfortunately, Realm was just killed by her Curse Shield. I do keep this on for a long time through many of the battles just because you have to get 250 wins in battle. You have to complete 250 battles with it in order to turn it from the Cursed Shield into the Paladin Shield. The reason I didn't get in the airship just yet is because I wanted to walk around and collect these guys as the Basilisk enemy. And it's also one that we have to add to our bestiary, so just walk around in this area and you can pick this one up too while we're here. Might as well, we're in the area already, there's no sense having to come back to it later on. We are going to be doing some cleanup in the near future just to finish off everything that we need to do and you really get prepared for the final dungeon of the game. We're going to be getting as many of these lores as we can. We'll finish it off in the final dungeon, but we're going to also be working on getting all the characters to level 50. We're going to be getting all of Gao's rages that we need for that trophy. So just a lot of pre-dungeon cleanup is what the next couple videos are going to look like. And here's another monster that we need. It's called Crawler, and we can get this at a later point too, but we're just going to finish it off while we get the chance. For being little worm things, they sure seem to have a lot of HP, but we are able to kill them off, and unfortunately they did poison Celis, so we'll have to take care of that one before we continue. But the battles don't take too long. You can get a sense for how long they take based on the timer above Realm's head. So that one took about 20 of the in-game ticks for that. Not exactly related to seconds necessarily. And then this is the other monster that we're trying to find here, the Greater Mantis. It took me a while to find these, so they're probably a little bit more on the rare side of monsters that can spawn here. But just do your best to take them out quickly, and then we'll finally be able to go hunting for our next blue magic lore. Strago's taking a nap over there, but he'll be okay. Okay, next up we're going to fly north, and we're going to land up in this area. This is backed by Koling, and Daryl's tomb is just to the side of us, and we're hunting this guy, the moose. And I did explain in a previous video that transfusion skill, and that's the one that we're actually going to collect now from him. So a couple ways that you could do it is just wait till he uses it. He's probably more likely to use it when there's more than one of them, but I had Realm use Sketch instead, and that had the skill proc for me. So that's good, and now just a couple attacks later, he's dead, and Strago learned Transfusion. Okay, back into the airship. We're doing very well. We're going to align ourselves down to the southeast and fly right into the middle of that, the southern continent. And right by this tower here, we're going to walk around, and we're looking for a Fafnir enemy. It's a little green dragon-looking thingy, and one of them is going to run away because it's a coward. But the next one we will take control of with Realm. And then when her AT bar fills up again, we're going to acquire the skill Traveler from him. And you may remember seeing Traveler from the Tonberries. It's the skill that they kept smacking us with over and over again while we were fighting them. But we can actually learn it from this very early enemy in the World of Ruin. So we learned the Traveler skill, and we will go back to our airship now. We will align ourselves to the northwest and fly up here toward Figaro Castle. And we're going to get many different of the lores when we go back to the ancient castle. So we're going to go down, talk to the old man here, and travel over, get stuck under the water, get out, and go back into the cave leading to the ancient castle. So when we're here, we'll just stop here, then run all the way to the right again, down through the prison area, out the right prison cell. And here we go. And there are 5 different lures that we need to collect here, and we're going to get them all in this one battle. So I'll show you how it's done. We want to start with the Figaro lizard, that same thing that looks just like the crawler enemy that we fought a few moments ago. We're going to control him using Realm. And then when her ATB bar fills up again, then we will take control of the Figaro lizard. And we're going to use the skill called Discord. And Discord's a very interesting skill because it cuts the target's level in half. So we will see how that works. We're going to aim it at the devil monster right there, and you can see level halved. So that thing is a whole lot weaker than it used to be. Well, that's the only thing that we need from the Figaro lizard, so let's just kill it off and then move on to the next one. We'll then be targeting the Anuo, which is the weird blobby thing at the top. And that one has Tsunami. So we'll use Realm to take control of that one as well. And of course, you know the drill, that we have to let the ATB bar fill up. Meanwhile, her Doom timer is counting down, so we're a little bit against the clock here. But we'll use Tsunami. Make sure to always attack the enemy when you're using something offensive. And if you're using something that can help cure, like White Wind or something, you want to aim it toward your group. So you obviously don't want to attack your own people when you're trying to collect these skills. So a quick Arise with Celis will get Realm back on her feet. And of course her Doom timer starts over again. You can negate that with the Lich Ring if you have it, and that way it won't kill her, it'll actually heal her fully. So that's a nice way around it, but we want to have that fake mustache on instead in order to use the control. So after a while, the devil will start to use the 3 different lures that you have to collect from him. So he used level 4 Flare. There you go, he just tried to use it again. He also has 2 more that are level based. So the next one that he's going to try to use is level 5 Death. And you'll see how that one works out. I did, for safety's sake, just use Stop on Realm, and that completely stops her Doom timer as well. So Soppin just got killed because his level is divisible by 5, and level 5 Death will kill any character that has that level divisible by 5. And then the level 3 Confuse. So you want to make sure that Strago's level is not divisible by 3, 4, or 5. I think right now he's at level 31, if I'm not mistaken. So none of those meet those requirements, so he can witness those skills happening without actually being affected by that. You can see we learned Tsunami, level 5 Death, level 4 Flare, level 3 Confuse, and Discord, and Celis mastered the Ultima spell all in one battle. So that was a very productive time for us. So good battle there. And that's going to round out what we can do. Let's have a look at our lures here. We have 16 lures that we've completed. We need 20 of them for the trophy, so the last 4 of them we're going to be hunting for in the final dungeon. Celis did master the Ultima spell from Ragnarok, so instead we're going to equip Bahamut, and she'll start learning Flare from him. Okay, well those are the blue magic spells, or the lures, what have you. And we're going to now go and do kind of a fun little side quest thing with Strago. And it is required because there's things that we need to do. There's bestiaries that we need to fill out just for this new area that we're going to. But it will be featuring Strago. This part's a little bit annoying because you have to restart the engines to go all the way to the Figaro Desert, and then you've got to tell the same old man, oh, I want to go back to Kolingen, but we'll get stuck again, so then restart the engine, and you just have to talk to him multiple times to get all the way back to this area by your airship. Okay, so here we are in Kolingen. can head out into your airship. And now we're going to fly down to the lower right corner of the map. And that is going to be where Thamasa is. And we're going to stop in there, get a little cutscene, learn a little bit more about his backstory, have a funny moment with Realm, all that good stuff. So if you're ready, then you can go ahead to save your game. Make sure that you're all prepared. You do need Strago and Realm in your party to kick this one off. But then as soon as that cutscene is done, we can kick out Realm and go with someone else. But she's required to start this thing. So like I said, head on down to the lower right corner of the map, all the way to Thamasa on this little peninsula out here. And head on inside. Walk north for the cutscene. Yay, we're home! I'll be in the house, okay? So full of energy. I must be the only one getting old. Grandpa! You gotta come quick! Gung-Ho's hurt! Gung-Ho? Gung-Ho, hang in there! Who did this to you? It was Hidan, that legendary beast you and I used to hunt. Almost had him too. Hidan? Gung-Ho? Strago, please, avenge me. Oh. Grandpa, what are you standing around for? You're right. I grew old and forgot all about pursuing the dreams of my youth. Gung-Ho, I'm going after him. Grandpa! Grandpa, wait! You're not thinking of going all alone, are you? I need to face the thing I ran from all those years ago. I need to get the best of it. It's a matter of pride, dear. It's a matter of you being a stubborn old man. You're my grandpa. I just can't sit and watch while you make things harder for yourself than they have to be. I'm sorry, Realm. It means a lot to me that you care so much. But Hidan's a tough beast to track. His name comes from the old word for hidden, after all. No one will find him if I don't go. To Ebbets Rock. Phew. Okay, now we'll head south and out of town, but first we're going to stop and do a little shopping. It's always a good time to shop, especially with all the money that we've got lying around. So we're just going to buy a ton of ethers. These will come in handy in the near future. I bought 60 of them at this point. And a bunch of sleeping bags too. These will come in handy for something else we're going to do. Buy some smoke bombs just in case you want to run away from some battles coming up. But I always try to fight as many battles as I can, just to keep those levels rolling. So once that's done, we're going to head out of town. We don't need to buy anything from the armor or weapon shop here. And we're going just across the little strip of water there into the island. And like I said before, we can remove Realm from the party. She's not necessary, so I'm going to get some stronger party members. So Strago has to come. And then we're going to put Celis and Sabin and Edgar together. Okay, back in control of the airship. Like I said, just head slightly north, and there's this cave with the entrance on it. So go inside, and this is Ebbets Rock. This is a very strange place. You can only see that little circle around you. I'm hungry. Hungry, 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 hungry. Give me something to eat, or I won't let you through. I love me some coral. You got any on ya? So we will choose not to feed him. Skinflint, get out of here. So this place, you can only see this little circle here. There's these little warp pads, and when you step on them, it takes you to some random place in the cave. And we'll have to just go around trial and error until we get what we need for this. So we're going to start off by fighting off all these monsters here. There are numerous bestiary entries from Ebbets Rock here. So we're going to use our new arrow spell to test that out. That does pretty well against some of those things. We have the Medusa chicken, Warlock, and the creatures. Everything in here looks like it comes from some kind of sci-fi movie. You have these, weird mutant chickens and a green ET thing back there. Looks kind of gross. And this Warlock, this little hooded figure here, just, I don't know, looks like a weird monster. But once they're all dead, then we can check those off the bestiary list. We get a teleport stone as a reward. So if you step on the pressure pad there or the warp pad, it'll take you someplace. And you want to find these pieces of coral, and we need to find at least 22 pieces. Sometimes it helps to look at your mini map in the upper right corner here. It'll help you navigate beyond just where you can see. So these monsters here are kind of like ones that we've seen before. They have a lot of HP, but they're not terribly difficult by any stretch of the imagination. Just did a lot of damage there with that Phantom Rush, so we'll definitely be relying on that. And of course, Celis going in with all of her 8 different attacks. And that was actually an instant kill there from her second weapon. So yeah, walk around, use the mini-map to navigate if you want to. This is right by the exit here, so you could just walk outside and be done with it, but we'll go back in. And the pressure plate, that one will always take you straight to the boss there. Sorath is these bear things. They're pretty weak. They're kind of like the mug bears that we had at Mount Zozo, only these ones don't mug you. They just look similar to those ones. But a couple attacks and they're dead. Keep walking around. We're still hunting for chests. We're hunting for bestiary entries, new monsters. There's 5 pieces of coral. That's really good. Keep walking around. Okay, 2 pieces of coral. We're getting there slowly but surely. If you ever want to check where you are, just go into your key items tab and coral will be displayed there. We have 9 of them out of the 22 that we need. These moon form are kind of like the sand horses that we fought over in the desert area. Only these ones live in the cave. They're a little bit stronger, but not by a whole lot. Pretty sure that Strago has the Thunder Shield equipped, which is why he was absorbing those flash rains from the moon forms. Okay, well, let's keep walking. Here's another treasure chest for 3 pieces of coral. The amount of coral that you get in the chest is completely random. The chests are random. Where you go, where you teleport to is random. So you could even end up in the exact same room that you left when you step on a warp pad. And it's a little bit weird, but you just really have to keep walking around, and eventually you'll get what you need. So here I'll go up, grab a few more pieces of coral. And looks like nothing. Okay, that's the treasure chest that we need to fill up with coral. So we'll walk out of there. Another 2. Getting pretty close now to being done. So just keep walking around, fighting things, picking up treasure. One piece at a time, unfortunately. So now we're at 29. So perfect. Now all we have to do is find our way back to the box. I guess one thing you could do is try to teleport stone out and then just go right back in. This is the last monster that we need here though, the Mahadeva. And if you hadn't noticed, it's very undead. So you can either toss a phoenix down at it to kill it instantly or use raise. But I'm just going to use Phantom Rush and beat it up. And it'll take a ton of damage and be dead very quickly. Okay, a little bit more running around here. We're just looking for a way to get to our very, very hungry treasure chest. And once we feed him, then he will move out of the way for us. And here we are. I love me some coral. You got any on ya? We'll feed him. Munch, munch, munch. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Corpulence is happiness and I'm stuff. Burp. Woo. Oh right, you wanted to get through here, didn't ya? Oh, shouldn't have ate so much. Okay, well now that he's out of the way, you walk forward and Hidan is right ahead of us. So make sure that you do a quick save. There is one more lore that we have to get from this, and you have to do it in a very specific way. So you'll see Hidan is there, that's the big enemy, and then he's surrounded by 4 Ebbets enemies. And the trick is to kill all 4 of the Ebbeses, and then when those are dead, then it will use the lore that we need to capture, called Grand Delta. So we're just going to use that 1,000 needles to aim specifically at these little guys. We don't want to do too much damage to Hidan himself. We would hate to kill him before the Ebbeses, because then we miss out on that lore. And it's not exactly missable because there is a very, very small chance, like a 1% chance to respawn Hidan by talking to a certain person back in the Masa, but it's a pain. You don't want to do that. You just want to get it from this fight because it's much easier to do that. Unfortunately, you can't always aim things like the Phantom Rush. It would have been really nice to finish off those monsters quickly, but we just didn't get lucky with that. So throw a chainsaw at them. Celsa's just going to attack whatever she wants to because you can't control her actions either and who she attacks. But now all 4 of them are dead. And we just have to wait around for it to use the attack. We'll just cure up at the same time. Make sure we get nice and healthy. Poison now will remove poison from Celis. So now we're all looking good. Here's Grand Delta. And that's what we want to get. Okay, so now that we have that, well, Hidan's undead, so throw a phoenix down, and that fight's over. Why waste time with it? And Grand Delta was learned. One more teleport stone. I did it! I really beat Hidan! I'll have to tell Gung Ho he's been avenged. And nicely it brings us right back into town. Gung Ho! Gung Ho! What's all the fuss? Can't an injured man get some rest? Gung Ho, listen to me. I defeated Hidan. You what? You beat Hidan? You're lying. Nope, he's not. He really did it. Ho ho ho. Well, a little monster like Hidan could hardly expect to stand up to the likes of me. I can't believe it, but it looks like I have to concede defeat. You showed me up, old man. Ho ho ho. By the way, how are your wounds healing, Gung Ho? Oh, my wounds. Yes, they're fine. That evening, so there I was, creeping through the caves that seemed to go on forever. I finally reached the deepest, darkest cavern, and there he is, right in front of me. I stared the ugly brute straight in the eye, raised my staff, and let him have it. Bam! Thwack! Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh, I wish you could have been there to see me. Oh, and then... Where's Grandpa? Oh, I think he finally tired himself out from all that jabbering and nodded off. But do you think it's okay to leave it like this with him thinking I was really hurt? Don't worry about it. If we hadn't tricked him, he'd have spent the rest of his life doing nothing but talk. And even if you were faking, that monster wasn't. I don't know how a man like him ever managed to raise a granddaughter as wonderful as you. Yeah, well, I don't know how anyone could be as terrible an actor as you. Strago is probably the only man alive who would fall for a performance like that. What did you say? Okay, and there we have it. We avenged Gung Ho, the man who really wasn't injured. But hey, it motivated Strago, so maybe it wasn't such a bad thing after all. Okay, well, now let's hop back into the airship. And we're kind of done with Strago at this point, so we can put him away. But instead, we're going to take out Gao, and we're going to be hunting his rages. Now, the developers of Final Fantasy VI did us a huge favor in the Pixel Remaster version, because we don't have to get every single rage to get our achievement. We only have to get 50 of the 260 some. That's a huge improvement and a huge time saver for us. So we'll put Gao in the party along with 3 of our usuals, and we will take the wheel and head to the Veldt, which is in the more upper right hand corner of the world. There's a large continent there with just one little yellow dot, and that's where we want to land. And you'll hear the sounds of the Veldt once you land, so you know you're in the right place. And you just walk around, get into a fight. And unfortunately we were back attacked here and surprised, so we don't start with full ATB bars or anything. But once Gao gets his all the way up, you just use the leap command, and that ends the battle. Walk around until you get into another battle. Gao will be missing, but the rest of your party members are there. So just fight these enemies, take them out as quickly as you can, and there's a chance that Gao will return. If he does, then he will learn all of the rages from the monsters when he leapt up into the air, and he will also learn all the rages from the monsters when he returns after the battle. So right now he's learned all of those, the first monsters, and now these ones in this fight. If he doesn't return after the battle, then he doesn't learn those ones in the interim, just when he leaves and when he returns. While he's standing there waiting around, do not attack him, don't take any offensive action toward him, or he'll run away, and you don't want that to happen. You just want to wait until he rejoins your team. So here we have 2 Blood Fangs and a Vulture. We're going to leap up. That will end this battle, and we're going to just keep walking around until we get into another battle. If you're wondering, Do I show all of the fights? No. Through the magic of editing, I'm going to pare it down to just a couple fights, just to show you what you need to do, and then you can obviously do it on your own. It took me less than an hour to get all of these ones. It's pretty quick to do. So, yeah, that's all you really have to do to it. So just stand here, wait, he'll rejoin your party. I'm your friend. Okay, just a little bit more here. If you ever want to check how many you have, just go to the abilities menu and then the rages. You can count them out here. So I'm getting there, but I still have a lot more to do. And keep running around. Adam and carry. Okay, so once again we're going to leap into the air. So we'll learn these guys, and then I will fast forward in time here. You won't even notice it. But now here's the Chipper Rabbits. This is about an hour later in real time. And once this fight is over, Gao will return and you'll see the trophy pop. So yeah, as far as trophies go and time commitment, this is not a hard one. It just takes a while to grind it out. We could have done this way earlier, but because we're doing it toward the end of the game when the bestiary is a lot more full, then we're able to get a lot more enemy variety, and that should speed things up, because if you're trying to learn the monsters that you've already had before, it's not going to work. It won't count toward it. So, Master of the Wild trophy, right there, we've got 50 rages, and we are all set with this. Okay. We'll now head on back into the airship, and at this point we're going to go toward the northwest area. This is a place called like Dinosaur Island, is what it's typically referred to as, but there's a cabin here, and because we have Gao and Sabin, we get a special scene here. Oh, hello again. It's been a while. Let me tell you, those repairs of yours were top-notch. I told you I'm not. Now hurry up and fix that chair over there. You're going to need to stand on it so you can fix the roof. You don't suppose. Gao, couldn't that man be your father? Wow. Come on, Gao, don't you think? Father? Yeah, that guy's gotta be your dad. Gao, Dad? Wow, Gao! Alright, let's go tell him. He needs to know you're his son. Wait a minute, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. We should at least dress you up a bit. Let's go to Jador and get you spiffed up. No, Gao, how many times do I have to tell you not to eat with your fingers? Wow. Don't say wow when he means sorry. Yow! How do you like these? Wouldn't they look good on him? Oh, but those other ones suited him so well too. Mumble, everything you liked. Boy wouldn't even be able to move. What was that? Nothing, didn't say a word. Whew, that was close. What to do, what to do. Oh, this is nice, but we need something that would look good on Gao. Oh, pick something already. What did you say? Nothing. Now this is a fine and jaunty little hat. Maybe if you were a clown. I beg your pardon. If he wore a crown? Ha! We would not want his father to think he's some kind of prince now, would we? I know just the thing. That's a Kenpo gi. It's perfect, functional, yet sporty. That's not exactly what I had in mind. Not an ounce of fashion sense between you. Excuse me, I'd like to order a set of clothes like the ones I'm wearing. Setzer, no, we're trying to make him look better, not worse. I've got it. A tuxedo, a silk hat, and a rose between his teeth. Talk about overdoing it. Sheesh. I guess we'll have to go with a bandana on his head after all. A bandana? I thought we were trying to make him look presentable. Guess we should all know better than to expect any sort of class out of Locke. What was that? Say it again, I dare you. Listen, Gao. You're gonna go in there now and show your father what a fine young man you've become. Yow! Excuse me, sir. Who in blazes are you? Oh, the repairman! Sir, you once had a son, didn't you? You remember, right? A son? Yes, you see, sir, he's alive. Gao, speak up. Father? Huh? What? What's all this business about a son? I don't have a son. But now that you mention it, I once had a terrible dream. A dream in which some kind of demon child was born. I grabbed the thing and rushed out to the veldt with it. The thing was crying like crazy by the time I got there. But sir, I left the child there, and then I turned around and ran, trying not to look back. I'm trying to tell you. Then, all of a sudden, the crying stopped. I turned around, and there was some frightful monster. Never seen anything like it. Hideous it was. Still gives me the shakes when I think about it. I give up. This guy's hopeless. But you, young man, your parents must be proud to have such a fine son. I still dream about being chased by that demon child, terrifying those dreams. Why, you old. Running your mouth, not even so much as thinking about Gao's feelings. You want me to beat some sense back into you? Wow. Ooh. I'm sorry. Father, alive, Gao, happy. Alright, that little scene is completely optional, has nothing to do with the trophy guide. However, I just thought that you might enjoy it because not everyone gets to see that. The conditions are a little limited in how to do that. Okay, so we're flying all the way back to Thamasa, and it is again in the lower right hand corner of the map. And be better than me at parking the airship. Don't try to park it on a tree because it's obviously not going to happen. So we're going to walk into Thamasa here, and we're going to go over toward the right side into the relic shop. We're doing a little bit of prep work for our next section, which would be the Cultist Tower. We already have 2 reflect rings. We're going to buy 2 more of them for a total of 4, and that will allow each person in our party to have a reflect ring on, and that's going to be super handy because the Cultist Tower is 100% magic based. You cannot do physical attacks there at all. But I'll talk about that more in part 22. We're going to fly toward the middle of the snake-like continent, right into his belly, and there's a tower surrounded by mountains. We'll park the airship here and hop out. I just want to thank you so much for all the support that you've given this video series so far. If you want to keep up to date, make sure you subscribe and also like and comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.